Guys, my name is Brittany Hoyne. This is going to be my USF Tableau assignment for my digital marketing class for spring of 2019. So first things first, I'm just going to put myself to the side. When it looks like our data set that we did receive is going to be information that is occurring through the Google Merchandise Store. Now, this information is taking place for 100 cities across the United States. Now, I found this information very useful just because it does have a lot of good data. Basically, for example, it looks like we have the product revenue, the average amount, the average price that is being sent, and the average order value. It also says the amount of pages that are normally viewed on the merchandise store, as well as the bounce rate. In the next few sheets, we're going to see how all that information basically combines with one another. So in the first sheet that I did do, it's very simple. As you can tell, it is a map of the whole United States that have various different shades of blue. Within the darker shades of blue, they are going to be the states that have the larger checkout prices, so the average price that is being spent through the Google Merchandise Store. So surprisingly, the states that are having higher checkouts are going to be Oregon with the average price of $76, Minnesota for the average price of $81, and then New Hampshire of $68.17. The major states that we would think that would have the most tend to be a lot lighter, for Florida only being $9.82, Texas with $15.51, California with $57.41, and then New York with $22.09. Now within this, what I am going to do is I did actually pick 4 states that I'm going to focus on, which are going to be the major states that are highly populated, which are going to be, of course, California, Florida, New York, and Texas. In this second sheet that I did decide to do, I split it up between females and males, and this is going to be the amount of product revenue that is brought in. Now, what I did to also spice this up a bit is I color coded it for the average session duration. So this is basically split up by the larger amount of time that is being spent on the actual website. As you can tell, males, they do bring in a larger product revenue, but they have a lighter shade of purple compared to the females. Where females, it looks like they're spending a longer time on, it looks like, the website, but they are not bringing in as much revenue. Now, on the third sheet, this was actually my favorite sheet that I did create. Again, I did want to split it up between males and females because I thought that was a very important factor. Now, what this did is it does show the amount of sessions that are done between males and females. As you can tell, kept the same states: California, Florida, New York, and Texas. And a very important factor is going to be the color coordination, which is going to be between green and yellow. Now, green is going to be the higher amount of products that are being added to the cart, compared to yellow, where it looks like not as many products are being added to the cart. Now, this combines with this number, which is going to be the bounce rate. As you can tell, the larger amount of products that are being added to the cart, the larger the bounce rate percentage is compared to, it looks like, Florida, so a shorter number, not as many products being added, and the numbers are going to be a lot smaller. Now, what I did in my dashboard is it's going to be an easier visualization, basically seeing how all this information combines with one another. So what I'm going to do is click on the 4 major states that I did decide to do my dashboard on, which is going to be California. Now, just sliding this down a bit, I thought a major important factor is it's going to be, as you could tell, females. They have a larger duration time, complete opposites, darker colors compared to males that are barely on the website, but as you could tell, in looks like over 700,000 in product revenue, which is a very big difference compared to the states that we're going to go over. Now, also, because there's more revenue that's being spent, there's a larger amount of sessions that are done between males and females. Their numbers are completely different. As you could tell, the larger amount of sessions, it looks like the bounce rate is going to be completely, almost, looks like it's doubled, almost. Now, next state I'm going to go over is going to be Texas, so we can see how they all combine with one another. Now, Texas, it almost does the complete flip. Males are on the Google merchandise store a lot longer than females, and it looks like the product revenue is about the same. So it looks like they are still spending a lot more money than females, but they are not in the as high of thousands of dollars as California. As you could tell, it's only a little bit over $30,000 compared to California, where they were over 700,000. Now going back to the bounce rate, as you could tell, it is a lot higher. Males tend to have a larger amount of bounce rate. As you could tell, this is still a dark green dot, so more products are being added to the cart. As personal experiences, I personally do this. The more items I add to the cart, the less likely I'm going to end up buying anything. Now we're going to move over to Florida. Florida even drops lower compared to Texas. As you could tell, the males tend to stay in the same spot, very high product revenue compared to females, but it looks like as you could tell, the numbers do change. So this is only $2,200 for product revenue compared to the other two states like Texas and California, where their numbers were a lot higher. Now, same thing is, it looks like even though the amount of sessions males have is a lot higher than females, their bounce rate is about the same. It's not too big of a difference, which is actually very interesting compared to the two other states that we did already go over. Now, last but not least, we're going to go over New York. Now, this is, I feel, by far very, very interesting compared to the other three states that we did go over. As you could tell, their bars are about the same. They are very similar in product revenue. So it looks like they are around 110K. But it looks like females, compared to the other two graphs, it looks like females are on the merchandise store a lot longer than males. And the interesting part is their average order value is a lot higher as well. Now, with the bounce rate in this, it looks like the bounce rate is a very, very different. It's almost, I would say 1.5% difference. No, almost 2%, I should say. It looks like still males have a lot larger amount of sessions. It looks like they go to the merchandise store a lot more often, but of course, dark green again for males, and it looks like their bounce rate is still staying pretty high compared to the females. I hope you guys did learn a lot over the data that we did go over. I found it very interesting, especially all the different data that you can play with, because you can learn so many things off of this simple data set. Thank you so much.